Hey guys, happy Mindset Monday. Hopefully you got your waters. We're drinking and thinking. I've been drinking so much water today. I'm so happy I'm going to hit my water goal. Okay, today we are talking about a mindset topic that I know that a lot of people struggle with, and I do sometimes too, and it is eliminating your self-doubt. Now, self-doubt is something that can be a huge factor in holding you back from taking action, can be holding you back from you doing the things that you want to do, or trying something new, or stepping outside of your comfort zone. And the thing about self-doubt is that it is not an innate behavior. We're not born with it. You don't see babies and toddlers with self-doubt. My toddler would confidently jump off the deck and not doubt himself for a second. And so self-doubt, unfortunately, is a learned behavior. And, when we're kids, we are basically like sponges. We just take in everything that we see and we take it all in and take it to heart. And we experience self-doubt, even though people, always have good intentions. It comes from comparing yourself to other people. It comes from maybe you not being as good at something as other people, or not as popular as your friends, or not as smart at school, or not as athletic as the other people on your soccer team. And self-doubt kind of weasels its way in, and it is a learned behavior. But now the thing is that we become adults, and if we don't learn how to channel that self-doubt and how to overcome it and walk through it, then we sit in this victim mindset where we feel like we can't do anything, we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not strong enough, we're not healthy enough, we're not, able to do anything that we want to do, because in our own selves we feel like we're just going to fail anyways. So why even try, right? And so when you are able to tackle that self-doubt and tackle that mindset that you have, then you are able to make decisions that are going to build you a life that you feel really happy in, and build you a life that you feel really good and confident in. And your brain, unfortunately, will hold on to the thought patterns that you continue to feed it, even if those thought patterns are really negative. So if you continue to tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not pretty enough, that you're not, capable enough of doing things, then your brain will continue to hold on to that negative narrative that you tell it. Sophie, stop it. And so the important thing is that you need to catch yourself in that narrative, and you need to change that narrative and tell yourself that you actually are capable of doing the things. And you need to bring awareness to yourself when that comes up. Sophie, come here. So when you bring that awareness to yourself, when that negative narrative comes up, bring that awareness to yourself and be like, catch yourself in that moment. Maybe it's you, walking into a gym and you haven't been in a gym in forever and you feel really nervous about it. And you tell yourself, I don't belong here. I'm not fit enough. I'm not skinny enough. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't belong here. And when you catch yourself in that moment and bring awareness to those moments where you tell yourself that, or maybe it's, going to a party and you feel like you don't fit in, or maybe you feel like you haven't seen these people in a while and you just feel like maybe self-conscious about the way that you look, or who you are, or where you are at in your life. And it's those little moments in your brain that tell you that you're not good enough in one way or another. You need to practice the art of pausing in those moments, catching yourself in that narrative, and bringing some awareness to that narrative, because that narrative, it's not the reality. It is just what you are telling yourself to give yourself an excuse to not do things that are going to be a little bit challenging or a little bit uncomfortable for you. So when I'm just looking at my notes here that I have. I'm sorry, my husband just came home and now Sophie wants to go outside. So when you want to change those thought patterns, you first need to bring awareness to it. Once you're aware of those thought patterns, that is when you're going to think of evidence for those thoughts that support it and things that prove it wrong. So let's do the example of going into a gym, and maybe you feel really uncomfortable in your body. Maybe you feel like you don't belong in the gym, or maybe you feel like you're not fit enough to be in a gym. Okay, which is all total bullshit, by the way. But I know that it's something that a lot of people really truly experience. And so I want to just be real and honest with the example that I'm giving and hopefully give you some tools to help walk through that. So once you have awareness, maybe you're sitting in your car outside the gym and you're feeling really nervous and really uncomfortable and you're not sure if you're actually going to go in or not because you feel like you don't belong. Obviously, that's not true. Everybody belongs in any space they want to take care of themselves. You're aware of those thoughts, they're popping up for you, and you start experiencing a lot of that self-doubt, a lot of those heavy, really scary kind of emotions. You are going to challenge that belief, and you're going to challenge that narrative by finding examples and thinking of examples in your brain that prove that thought to be wrong, and you're going to try and find examples to prove it to be right. If there's examples in your head that support that narrative, then you're going to find opposite examples in your head that don't support that narrative. Okay, and you're going to find examples of things that you have done in the past to overcome those challenges and to overcome that mindset and that struggle mindset that you have of not being good enough and of being so hard on yourself and doubting yourself in those moments. So you're sitting in your car, you're waiting to go in the gym, and you just feel like maybe you don't belong. Okay, that self-doubt is creeping in. You're going to pause. You're going to tell yourself, okay, this is not the narrative that I'm going to tell myself because this narrative is not helping me out and it's not going to make me get through any hardships and it's not going to help me in any way. Okay. Once you're there, you're going to find some evidence in your brain of things that you have done in the past and things you have accomplished before that you have proven your self-doubt wrong. Okay. Maybe that means that you have gone to school for something that's really accomplished. Maybe you've had kids and raised them and that's really accomplishing. Maybe you took up a new hobby and started that and that feels really accomplishing. You're going to go into your brain and you're going to find things in there that you have accomplished before and that prove that you can do anything and you can start anything new and that you're just going to figure it out along the way and it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. That's another huge part of eliminating your self-doubt is eliminating the expectations and the perfect expectations that you have from the situation, because things are just going to play out the way that they're going to play out. And if you have expectations of it being absolutely perfect, then the bar is set pretty damn high. And we want to make sure that we can, go into it being open to failure and open to learning and open to trying something new and challenging something new. So you're going to create that narrative to give yourself the opportunity and turn it into a more positive thought. I've done this before. I've done hard things before. I can go into the gym because I feel confident in it. Okay. So turning that self-criticism into some self-compassion along the way is also going to be huge. A lot of studies and research have shown that when you're in those moments and saying like, don't be a pussy, just do it, you're being a baby and just, really criticizing yourself in those moments, that's not going to help you. But giving yourself some self-compassion of saying, you know what? This might be really hard and this might be really scary and it might be really uncomfortable, but this is something that's really important to me and it's something that is going to make me feel good and make me feel really proud of myself. And this is going to be something that, means a lot to me, and give yourself that compassion to feel those scary emotions. But then what you're going to do is you're going to take control of those emotions and you're going to change that narrative. And you are going to take action and you're going to walk into that gym and you're going to talk to the nice people at the front desk and you are going to say, I need help. I need somebody to help me because I don't really know what I'm doing. And that is okay. And that's what I do when I go into a new gym too. I'm like, hey, I need a tour. I need you to show me where everything is so I'm not walking around like a scared little girl, even though I still am. So taking action is the next step. And this action that you're going to take is going to be messy. It's going to be imperfect and it's going to be scary. But I want you to also remember you've done scary, hard things before in the past. And that every single time you try something hard and new and scary, that is your first time trying it. And the next time you go, it'll be easier. And the next time after that, it will be easier and easier again. So when you take that messy, imperfect, crazy action, then you're going to continue doing that over and over and over again. That is what shoves that self-doubt down into the ground. And that is what helps you prove to yourself that you can actually do these hard, messy things. Okay? I have some homework for you. I don't know if you've heard of David Goggins before. He's a very, very popular man who is like one of the craziest people on planet Earth, and he is just one of the most mentally tough people in the entire world. And he does this thing where he experiences self-doubt, because sometimes it happens. He goes out for literally a 250-mile run where he's going to be running for days on end, just because he wants to challenge his self-doubt, and just because he wants to do things that are freaking hard for himself. And he talks about how he has this little cookie jar in his brain, and he's done his homework before. So he came up with a list of, let's say, 50 things, and this is your homework, 50 things that you have accomplished before, 50 really good positive things that maybe you've accomplished, maybe that you like about yourself, maybe attributes, maybe characteristics, values, all positive things that have to do with you and your life experience. And you're going to put all of those out on paper, as many as you can think of, minimum 50 things. And what I want you to do is, the next time you experience self-doubt, you're going to reach into that list and you are going to prove to yourself that you have done these amazing, beautiful, wonderful, incredible things before, and that this little thing you're doing, it ain't no thing. It ain't no thing. So David Goggins calls it his cookie jar. So when he's out on a run and he starts to get exhausted and tired, and that self-doubt starts to creep in of just go home, just sit on the couch, just, make it easier on yourself, he reaches into his little cookie jar of positive thoughts and positive affirmations, and he pulls out those memories and says, you know what? I have shown up for myself in this way before, and so therefore I can show up for myself now. I have accomplished these things before, therefore I can accomplish this now. I have been brave in this moment before, and now I can be brave in this moment now. So he is going to continue to take action and continue to show up despite his self-doubt because of that practice. That is your homework. You are going to come up with a long list, minimum 50 things that you have done and accomplished to add to your cookie jar that you can reach into and prove to yourself. Because if you want to be a confident person, if you want to be somebody who takes action and lives a life that feels really good to them, that means that you're going to have to take the messy, imperfect action. And sometimes in order to do that, you got to have a cookie jar ready to go of good, positive thoughts. So you also need to take this action despite how you're feeling. Guarantee you can still be scared. You can still be nervous, and you can still feel unsure of how it's going to go, and that is okay, but you need to learn to do it despite those feelings, and you need to show up for yourself despite those feelings, and to not wait, because the longer that you wait and the longer you sit in your car outside of the gym, the chances of you walking inside that door are going down and down and down. So you need to take perfectly messy action in order to overcome your self-doubt. Our quote this week: it is not who you are that holds you back, it is who you think you're not. That's our quote. It is not who you are that holds you back, it is who you think you're not. And that's our mindset topic this week. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers. Hopefully you were drinking your water as I was chit-chatting, and I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a wonderful day.